Good morning. Woo! It is shit. What the fuck is it? It's Thursday, June I think it's like the 13th. But you know I'm notorious for dates. But Citizens United Hope for America, episode number 57. 57. Up here at Wallbridge Park, trying to, just stay healthy, man. You know what I mean? Because we all work hard, every day. And, we have a lot of things, we do. And you just want to be healthy. You know what I mean? Healthy enough to be able to get up every day and get out here and do the things you want to do, do the things you need to do, that you absolutely have to do. Because if we don't do it, guess what? It don't get done, And, today I'm trying something a little different. I got this Bluetooth thing in my ear, and I'm hoping that the sound translates, into the video. I'm hoping I don't end up with just a video with no sound, So, man, geez, Louise, Mary, and Joseph. When I tell you that the United States of America is in trouble, man, we're in trouble. The reality is the Russian government, they have a I don't know what you want to call him, a spy or, but the guy that's in the White House, the dude that's in the White House, this ain't no movie. This ain't no fucking script. This is real. I mean, wow. The Russian government, KGB, has infiltrated the Republican Party and through financing, through just pure, greed, money, exchanging hands, because that's what's going on now. When people look at Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham, the head, the two leaders in the Republican Party, when people look at them, people like him, Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, even the Attorney General, William Barr, the other Attorney General that got fired, Jeff Sessions. When you look at these guys, and people are looking at them like, what happened to them? Why are they, allowing Trump to use them? And, why are they willing to sacrifice their career? First of all, let me be the first nigga to tell you, white motherfuckers, what's going on, okay? In the black community, what we call this is a payoff. You know what I mean? They not sacrificing their career, they retiring. with a big severance package provided to them by the Russian government. So Jeff Sessions, if I had to guess, he probably got about 10 million, William Barr, the Attorney General right now, to do all the goofy shit that he's doing, his retirement severance package is probably about 25 million to 50 million. Okay, so the Russians, the cartels, the dope man, the plug, the pimp, the trick, the John, we all know that people are willing to do things for money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn, why is that a surprise? That motherfuckers will take money in exchange for services, That shouldn't be fooling nobody, man. Now, the reason I got this Bluetooth, hopefully, you can still hear me, talking. But, yeah, I mean, so, when Timothy McVeigh blew up the World Trade Center in Oklahoma, killing, like 250 people. I think at that time, that was the biggest terrorist attack on U.S. soil. And it was carried out by a white boy. He wasn't Muslim. He wasn't Hispanic. He was a white boy, right? And at that time, during that investigation, our intelligence officials discovered that the white nationalists, of which this young man was a part of, that group, not only were they anti-government and willing to do things against the government, but during that investigation, it was literally discovered that they were willing to work with foreign adversaries who felt the same way that they did. Meaning, and what was really detailed and outlined in that investigation, they discovered that these white nationalists, white supremacists, were actually willing to work with Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Taliban, you name it, like literally. And instead of acting on that investigation and pretty much kind of doing the white nationalists, treating them in the same manner that they treated the Black Panther Party, and just doing everything humanly possible to annihilate and destroy the white nationalist organizations because of their beliefs and what they were actually physically doing, in the same manner as they addressed, devastated, destroyed, did everything they had to do to destroy the Black Panther Party. Instead of doing that, what they chose to do then, and what they continue to do to this day, is act as if white nationalists, white racism is a constitutional right, a privilege, and therefore does not require any form of documentation. So to give you an example how nefariously evil our intelligence community is, they won't even call these crimes domestic terrorists or domestic terrorism. They will not give these crimes that proper identification, the characterization that it deserves. They won't do it. They just won't. They refuse to, So they won't even call it what it is. When the terrorists enter into a facility and holler Allah Akbar and blow up the joint, it's called terrorism. But when a white man walks into a facility with an AR-15 and begins shooting Jewish people, saying that Jews will not replace me, they won't label that as terrorism, even though the two actions are equally devastating and equally racist. To this day, the United States government will not identify and characterize lynchings. We have young black men, old black men. We have black men in 2019 being hung from trees, which is lynching, which is racist, which is domestic terrorism. The white media, including my favorite networks, MSNBC, they won't report it. They won't cover it. But if a little white girl gets lost in the woods, it's national news. But if 50 black men are kidnapped, murdered, and hung from trees, it gets no coverage. they don't even keep a tally of how many of these lynchings are occurring. By doing that, they're able to rewrite the history books. Oh, excuse me. They're not rewriting it. They're not even putting it in the books. That's the whole purpose of refusing to acknowledge white nationalists as terrorists, or refusing to acknowledge their mass murders as domestic terrorism. The reason they do that is because they're not even going to put it in the history books. So let alone have to rewrite the history books. They're not going to put it in there. It didn't happen. So when you look back 15 years, when 15 years down the road and you look back at history, it's not in there. So in their mind, it didn't happen. So as I'm standing here with you today, the Russian government got a man in the United States presidency that they control more. They got more control over this guy than anybody in the United States. How in the fuck? I mean, think about that. This big old bad United motherfucking States with a military budget of $742 billion this year just got defeated by the Russian government, bro. You talking about World War III, nigga, they didn't even have to fight. They took over, nigga, on some slick shit. They running our country. Russia is running our domestic and foreign policy. Wow. Wow. Your Honor, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't vote for that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And the people that voted for that motherfucker, wow. Y'all got to be some kind of special. How you vote for a motherfucker that gets divorced 3 times, has 8 bankruptcies, all of his businesses failed, not some of them, not half of them, but they all failed. So then the Russians in 2010 gave him $1 billion of dope money and told him to go out and buy property, like dope dealers. So the property that this man owns is actually paid for and financed by the big drug dealers that are called oligarchs. You know, that's the highest level of boss. They over everything, nigga. You understand? The biggest of the plugs bought this nigga, bought him like a hoe, like you buy a prostitute. Nigga, they bought this nigga, said, look, bitch, come on. Take, you know, what you need, bitch. Here, go get you, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bitch, come on. You know what I'm saying? They own this motherfucker. This nigga ain't got no rights. He got to do what they tell him to do. He's a prostitute. He's a trick. He get paid to do tricks. He put makeup on. This motherfucker put foundation and makeup on and shit, lip gloss, hairspray and shit. And they march his little bitch ass out there like, get that money, girl. Damn, Your Honor, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I don't even know this motherfucker. I don't like him. We tried to tell you about the motherfucker. Every nigga in Harlem, every nigga in New York, every Hispanic in New York that know this motherfucker was ringing the alarm like, what are y'all doing? He's a clown. Now the clown got y'all in a circus every motherfucking day. But guess what? Wow. So anyway, man, I'm personally, I'm just doing the best I can to be significant in this life as it pertains to this planet, to my people, to my obligations, to my ancestors, to God. He didn't put me here to just be pretty and pretend that I'm illiterate and to be void of my surroundings and what's going on in my obligation. He didn't put me here to be irrelevant. He didn't put me here to be powerless. He didn't put me here to be a slave. He put me here to have dreams, to have vision, to have purpose. But that takes action, dedication, the willingness to want better, to do better. I got that. Things are moving forward. Not as fast as I would like them to. But through the grace of God, they are moving forward. And I just thank God for the opportunity to want better for me, mine, yours, and ours. In his name, amen. Holler at you later.